G'day guys, how are we going? Well, welcome back to Veggies Camp Kitchen, out here in the mighty Victorian High Country. And today I'm going to be cooking up a couple of lamb shanks in my favourite bit of cooking ware, the mighty camp oven. And in this I'm going to be putting up, I've got 3 red onions already chopped, some I prepared earlier, they're going to go in it. Salt and pepper, yeah, some good old garlic, some oil, even going to be a bit of red wine going in this one, some Worcestershire sauce, some chicken stock. And at the end of it, I'm going to do some mashed potato. Wait and see my steamer. It's an absolute cracker that I've made up, but I'll show you that a bit later on into the cook up. I've already got the frying pan already down there getting nice and warmed up, ready for the shanks to go in it so I can brown those up before they go in the camp oven. So let's get into it. This is going to be a beauty. Righto, before we take the shanks down there and put them in the frying pan and start to brown them up, I'm going to take the lid off the camp oven here, and in this one, I'm going to take my trivet out. I normally cook everything with my trivet in the bottom, but this one, because I've got, you know, all the marinades and red wine and chicken stock and a few other bits and pieces going in it, you want the lamb shanks to be right in amongst it, you know, when they're cooking up in there. So take your trivet out, and that'll get all mixed in amongst it, and it's going to taste really amazing. So we'll get into that. So first things first, 3 red onions, going to put them in there, tip those into there, a bit of good old oil to help them cook up. Just sprinkle a bit of that in there. Just keep a little bit for the lamb shanks, and a bit of salt and pepper going to go in it. Bit of salt, bit of pepper. This is going to be a great cook up. I'm going to cook this up over about 3 hours, so these will taste absolutely fantastic. I just got to go and get a spoon for me garlic. Get the flies off it. Right, a bit of garlic in it. I'm going to mix that all up. Lid back on that. Righto, so we'll take the onions over there in the camp oven, get these nicely browned up, and then we'll put the rest of the ingredients in it. Shanks in, gonna be great. Let's get into it. Take this one, and take this one. No. So first things first, I'll get these shanks nicely going, sizzling away. Good coal base going on here, plenty of hot coals, which you certainly need for a good camp oven. So I'll bring a few of these out here. Frying pan on that. Some heat in there. Bit of oil. Cooking in the campfire, can't beat it. The old favourite stuff. Good old garlic. Really out of that. Just get myself some more. Bit more oil, I reckon. And we'll get these shanks in it. Righto, now to get some more coals. I'll get the camp oven with the onions going on it. Back in there. It'll take a little while to start sizzling, but they'll be right. Righto, get some tongs. You always got to season your shanks when you're doing them in the camp oven. Just holds all the flavours in, rather than putting them in straight away from raw. Season them up. Righto. Let that go for a few minutes. Let the onions go for about 15 minutes. Get them nicely all cooked up. And they'll go in there with the red wine, the chicken stock. It's all going to be great. I don't know about you guys, but I don't know, I just love cooking with cast iron. It's just such a nice material there to work with and cook with. So much easier to control the temperatures. Just really good. I really like cast iron. It's just great. Both these items, they're probably about 15-year-old plus. Absolutely fantastic. Really good. That onion's starting to sizzle away. Got some heat coming out of that fire. Let me give you the drum. These are getting nicely browned up. Can't wait. Shanks, mashed potato, out here from Mighty High Country, all done on the campfire. Right, those onions, they're looking amazing. Beautiful. Now it's time to get the rest in. Add a splash of chicken stock. Let it mix up. Look at that. Now the next bit. Got a splash of Worcestershire sauce. That'll do. Oh, have a listen to it. Beautiful. Half a bottle of freshly cracked red wine. Oh. About half. Now, in go the shanks. Don't need that anymore. And then top it up. The rest of the chicken stock. That'll do that. Bring that back a bit now. Get the lid. And I'll check these about an hour and a half midway, but these are going to be 3-hour cook up. Now normally I do a shanks, especially this size, maybe hour and 20. These are going to be slow cooked, 3 hours. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Righto, put that there. And we'll get some more coals going. Okay, I'll get where's my thing? Few coals on the base and load up the top. Have a look at that. Righto, 3 hours. Not pulling the lid off that. For at least 1.5 hours, going to let it go. Then we'll see how it's going midway cook up. So until then guys, we'll see you then. It's going to be great. One thing with the camp oven, you need plenty of wood and got to keep it up to it. Keep the coals up to it for the next 3 hours. You need plenty of wood, break it down. So it breaks down in nice coal blocks. So like so. So you can cook your dinner. Notice I'm just keeping all the front there nice and clear as I can so I can get my shovel in nice and easy. Don't pull your fire apart or the wood's going around the back here. Best way to go. Righto, we are now 1.5 hours into this amazing cook up. I know you guys can't smell it, and that is a real shame because this fennican, it smells amazing. So let's have a look and see how it is going for the halfway cook up. The thing is too, when you scrape your coals, you know, off the top of your camp oven like this, don't chuck them away, because you can shovel them up and put them back in your fire, and then they'll heat up again for next time. So don't chuck them away. It's always good to just keep them on the side there and put them back in your fire. Let's have a bit of a look and see how this is going. That over there. Don't want any ash in it right now, do we? Let's have a look. Oh, far out, have a look at that. Leave my shovel. Put this down here. Keep that out of the dirt. Have a look at that. Righto, so the halfway cook up's time to turn these over and get the other side cooking up. Absolutely sensational. Righto, lid back on. And get some more coals on the top. Ready again for the next hour and a half. I just do the top, like there's enough, you know, there's enough heat coming out of the fire itself, just for, you know, to keep it all nice and hot and keep it simmering away, keep it bubbling away. I don't generally always replace the bottom ones, but, you know, personal choice, but I just always, yeah, keep the top coals nice and hot. Plenty of coals on that one. Like so. Stack it all back in there, and again, grab all your old coals, chuck them in the back, and they will be ready for the next time when you need some more coals. Righto, now I'm going to let that sit for another hour and a half, and then we'll dish it up. But before I dish it up, I'll wait till I get to about 45 minutes to go. I'll get the potatoes going, mashed potatoes. I'll chop them up and get them in, ready for the mash. And lamb shanks and mash, absolutely sensational 3-hour cook up. Going to be great. Righto, we're down to about an hour to go on that cook up there, but I just want to show you the contraption I've made here, so I can now steam veggies up out here in the bush. So I do like steamed veggies. I do them the same, you know, when I'm at home. I like to steam my potatoes and pumpkin and peas and all that sort of stuff. So this is the gadget I've come up with. Have a look at this. So it's just one of those steamers, you know, that you put in your saucepan at home. But all I've done is I've attached a couple of bits of wire on each of the corners here. And then have a look at this. That drops in there, and it's just going to hook on like so, and then it sits in there like that. Have a look at that. And it just sits in there. Absolutely beautiful. Lid will go on, water in the bottom there. You'll have it boiling away in the coals. I can steam my potatoes up, because I don't like putting potatoes and my veggies in water and boiling them up in water. They go all mushy and, yeah, not very nice. So that's how now I'm going to steam my veggies. And I could do all sorts of things. You know, I could steam my dimmies, all sorts of stuff in that contraption. Absolutely great it is. Have a look at it. It's just so simple. Just a little steamer. Put it in there, a couple of little bits of wire. Nothing fancy. But you know what? It's going to do the job. And that's all it's going to do. Have a look at that. Hangs in there, no worries. So I'll get some water in that, get that boiling up, and then I'll put my potatoes in it, ready for the mash and the shanks to go on top. Better mash, it's going to be fantastic. Let's get into it. It's boiling out. Drag a few coals out. Just sit that in there. Boil it up. Just like boiling a billy for the morning cuppa. Just wait for the water to boil up. Spuds will go in. It's going to be one great cook up. Just wait for that water to boil up. Get spuds cut up, ready to go. Just like when you go to, you know, pub, you can't beat lamb shanks on the menu, a bit like having a parma really, but if anything, you can't beat lamb shanks on the mash. Just magnificent. Absolutely a beautiful meal, and this one's going to be just as amazing. Look, you can't beat cooking on the campfire. You know, if you're a bit unsure about it, you just got to have a go. And this is one of the good things about cooking on a slow cook up. You know, over 3 hours. You don't have to rush it. You know, it gives you plenty of time, you know, to work out your temperatures and get it all right, and cook it nice and slowly. And if you've got the time, that is the best way to cook anything in the camp oven is over, you know, 2, 3, 4 hours even, and beyond is the best way to cook anything up in the camp oven. Just tastes absolutely amazing. So we'll get these potatoes cut up. I'll wait for that water to boil up in the billy there, and then we'll get this in, and we'll be nearly time to dish up. Looks like that water's boiling, steaming away in there. Good old billies. So we'll get the water going in there, or get the spuds going in it. Put that there. And just going to drop these in. Get the last of them in, and just a couple more. Get the lid back on that. Now it's going to leave it just a little bit ajar so the steam can get out of it, pressure can get out of it. And here we go. Mashed potato coming up. They're going to take probably about 25 minutes, 20-25 minutes. We're getting on to the 3-hour cook up for the shanks. So it's all going to be ready about the same time. That's what you got to try and work out, you know, it's got to try and work out whatever you're going to cook with it. It's all got to dish up at the same time, so nothing's waiting around. See how these potatoes are travelling. Oh, have a look at them. Nice and soft. The old steamer's working an absolute treat. Hey, nothing fancy. Just does the job, that's all it's got to do. Steamed veggies out here in the bush. Unreal. Righto. Well, the spuds will be certainly ready to go. Let's just get this all off. Going to go to the table over there, and we're going to dish this up. Now this is going to be feeding, this is going to be an amazing meal, and you know, it's all cooked on the campfire. No dials for temperature dials, it's all done on the campfire. And as I sort of mentioned before, you know, when you do a slow cook up, it just gives you so much more control over your temperatures and getting it right. And that's another reason why I sort of don't put a lot of coals back on the bottom again, particularly when I'm not using a trivet, because otherwise you run that risk of burning the bottom of it. So I just keep the tops all nicely loaded up, and there's plenty of heat coming off the fire there for the camp oven. Keep plenty of heat in it. And that is the trick, because the last thing you want to do is go burning the bottom of it, and then you're going to ruin a really good meal. So that's the go. Just blow that up. Don't want any dust in your dinner right now. Here we go. Let's have a look at this. Oh, have a crack at that. They are feeding them. They are just amazing. We'll take those over there. Let's get these dished up. These are going to be absolutely beautiful. We'll mash the potato up all over there. Sensational. Righto, first things first, let's get the mashed potato done. Put it in there. Look at that, steamed potatoes. Get that out. Now I'm going to mash the spuds in here. Look at that. Great. And plenty of butter. I don't know about you guys, but I like a mountain of butter in mashed potato. It tastes great. And also in mashed potato, I don't mind a bit of just a dash of mustard. tastes really good. What do you guys reckon? What do you guys put in your mashed potato? But I like mash. I like a bit of bacon, butter, and certainly just a little bit of mustard. No reason for you why you can't still eat well just because you're out in the bush. You still need to eat well. Mashed potato. Fantastic. Get rid of that. Better mash. Oh, sensational. Go and get the lamb shanks now to top this meal off. Here's one. And there is two. Have a go at that. All we've got to do now is tip on that handle's not hot. Click on the top. Put the juices. I'm just going to top it off with just a little bit of mint. Have a look at this. Now have a look at that. Mashed potato, a couple of beautiful lamb shanks, cooked over 3 hours with all the ingredients I put in it. This is absolutely a beautiful meal. Let's just have a bit of a go at it. This is fair income. This is amazing. Have a go at this. It's not that hard, really. It's not hard to make this a magnificent meal up. Very, very simple. Just take your time, cook it over those 3 hours like I've said, and you'll dish yourself up a beautiful meal. This is absolutely sensational. Well, there you go, guys. Have a go at that. I'll be pretty keen to know if you're going to have a crack at one of these. Let me know how it goes, and chuck it in the comments down below. But what other meals do you like to cook up in the camp oven? Let us know also, because I'll be pretty keen to hear about what you guys like to know. Well, there you go, guys. That's my dinner. I'm going to get into it, go and sit back down there by the fire, and look forward to seeing you guys on the next one of Veggies Campfire Cook-Ups. Until then, guys, thanks very much for tuning in, and we'll see you then. Hooroo. Very good. That is so good.